Hey guys, what's up? How are you? I hope all of you are doing well at the time of you guys checking this out. I've been gone for a little while, but I'm here, surviving. Been a little bit under the weather, trying to get better. Uh, you know, Making sure that I, you know, didn't contract any of the stuff going on right now because I do have problems, with my immune system, because I'm diabetic and I have asthma and things like that. So, and for many years, I've always battled and challenged respiratory and pulmonary um, issues. But nonetheless, I feel pretty decent. I feel about 85, 90% better. And, I wanted to do something today a little different. I wanted to talk, a little gaming talk, about a subject that always comes up a lot when I'm on Twitter, social media specifically, and around me, and Facebook groups, and different outlets and things like that of social media, because there is a lot of different explanations and levels to things in life. And this video today, I basically want to talk about the difference between a casual gamer, a neutral gamer, and a real gamer. And believe it or not, there is a difference. And I hope I can convey that with my explanations and telling you why, you know, what they are. And before I get into any of this, I want to say that there's a lot of things, or there's some things and similarities that do apply to a neutral gamer and a casual gamer, as opposed to a real gamer. So I might get more in depth with a real gamer than the first two, because it's a lot more in depth, obviously. But I hope you enjoy it. So, this is just me, Hebot, having a gaming talk. And I hope you guys see where I'm coming from. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. So let's get started. You know, as you see here, I have some stuff around me. Been trying to do an auction with some of my stuff that I'm trying to get rid of, some of my Transformer figs. And I have the Switch here, courtesy of Mr. 100, set up because I was trying to scroll through the shop and see what they had on sale. And a lot of the reason, and here's the controller, a lot of the reason, for those who say I don't have a Switch, because that comes up all the time as well. A lot of the reason, or part of the reason why I wanted to do this video is because I see a lot of things in the community of Xbox and in gaming that really, for me, has been the downfall of this generation and gaming in general. And I'm not saying that gaming is in a bad place, but what I am saying is that a lot of people have forgotten the true essence of what gaming means, or what being a real gamer is. Like people ask me all the time, "Oh, but you're pro Xbox, but why you have other consoles?" Yeah, I'm pro Xbox, but I have other consoles for real, legitimate reasons. A lot of times it's to do different things, like exposure and exposing and doing my own homework, to find out what's real and what's over exaggerated, right? And that's why a lot of people don't like my perception and where I come from and how I explain things. But let's get started with a casual gamer. A casual gamer basically is the type of gamer that buys a console, right? Because that console is popular. A casual gamer buys a console, right? Because all of his friends saying, "Hey, get this because we're on this," and they're following their friends, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, but there's a way to go about it. Obviously, as a real gamer, me myself explaining, a casual gamer is the type of person that you know plays a video game just because it's the hit thing at that moment, like Fortnite or like Spider Man. Although we've had 36 different Spider Man games throughout the history of video games, right? A casual gamer is the type of gamer that they think because they play video games that they have a right to say or be in the same conversation that they are gamers and that they're in the same level as a real gamer or a root gamer, right? A casual gamer is that person that worries about if he's playing what everybody else is playing or if he's not. He doesn't want to look like he's not hip or cool, right? A casual gamer is the type of person that, worries about price on when they buy something, right? Like if they go buy a console, oh, it's too expensive, I'm not getting that. Not really knowing all the benefits that you're getting and why it costs what it costs and what you're getting. Even if the console releases, like in the case of the PS4 that released in the beginning of this generation, with only two so-called AAAs, which wasn't really two, it was one and a half of one, in Knack, Resogun, and obviously Killzone, and was worried more about the price because it was $100 cheaper than the Xbox One, and as opposed to buying an Xbox One because it was giving you the best features, the best online ecosystem, with a plethora of really good launch games between new IPs, existing IPs, sequels, and IPs that were brought back from the dead. And that's really that's really the most I can say about what a casual gamer is. Now, a neutral gamer is a person that got introduced to gaming, enjoyed it, but when they are in the gaming itself, they want to make sure that they look like, and they want people to get the impersonation like if they are real gamers because they play on everything, even if they don't have a connection and they don't have a reasoning in why. Just that, because they have good games here or they have good games there, they have good games there, which is the truth. Yes, that could be the case in a lot of cases, but they don't really embrace the culture. They don't know the history of the culture. They don't really know the fundamentals of what of gaming is. Like in how it stemmed and how hard it's been for it to get to where it's at. They just play because it's fun. They enjoy it, and they'll play anywhere as long as they're having fun. They have no real emotional attachment to it, other than that they enjoy playing games. Just like a casual, and a neutral, enjoy playing games because they have pretty graphics or a nice story, even though the gameplay of a game can be boring, even though the gameplay of a game can be shallow, even though a game can have minimal gameplay styles and really not have a lot of fun factor. And they're more worried about the the superficial stuff in a game, like music, right? It has nice music or it has nice graphics, which there's nothing wrong with liking graphics, but graphics and music don't make a video game. It doesn't make a video game good. It's part of the process and the art of video games, but it's a bonus. The first fundamentals of video game basically is gameplay and fun factor, and any real gamer knows this. The same way a casual gamer, doesn't really know how to sit there and tell you, I like this game because that, and because of this history with it, or I like this game because of that. Most of the time they tell you I like that game because somebody told me that it was good, or I enjoyed the first one, and so I wanted to get the second one, but really don't know the history of maybe the developer, or don't know the history of where the game came from. And point in case, Nier Automata. It came out, people loved it, don't know the reasoning why it was different, why the developer made a big difference with the game. Never played the first one. Only knew about it, or I didn't really try it until now, or I'm gonna try it now that I played part two, right? Automata, and things of that nature. So neutrals and casuals have a lot of things in common, even though a neutral kind of has more respect. Not kind of, he does have more. They do have more respect for gaming as a whole, but don't really embrace gaming, as a culture or part of their life. Like they didn't really, they don't really take it in and respect it and realize the importance of gaming and why it's important to understand that it's not about, because this person makes this or this person makes that or this company makes this type of game or that company makes this type of game. It's about knowing who has done for gaming to make it grow and evolve, and actually shared that they show that they cared for the gaming community or for the gaming spectrum or for the hobby itself. Not because they're in it to make money, you know, which that's part of it, but that's not the very essence of why gaming is as important as it should be, right? Especially in times like this where we're seeing so much more engagement because people are home. It's keeping us connected. It's letting us know, you know, socializing even though we're not physically there. You know, and even though I can respect the neutral, they still don't have, you know, they still don't have I would say they don't have the how can I say it? They don't have the actual right to categorize themselves in as a real gamer would, because they don't really care about the history, or they don't really care about what's the difference, and about calling out biased behavior, or you know, they don't care about what's right and what's not right for gaming and for the gamers and for the actual gaming community and the culture. So, you know, a real, you know, gamer now is a person that played games for the very first time, and the minute they played that game, it touched them in a way where it changed their lives. It showed them a completely new world, a completely new art style of interactivity where they embraced it and made it part of their everyday living. And they looked at it as a respectable medium and culture. You know, a real gamer buys a console because it's the console that he wants. They don't care if their friends are there, if their friends are not there. A real gamer doesn't worry if a console is more money, as long as they're getting more games that is worth the time, more features, and a bigger bang for their buck. They know what they're buying and they know why they're buying it. A real gamer knows the history of all these companies, where they came from, why it was a big battle, you know, to get back to where we are now in gaming, especially after everything crashed in the era of Atari. And they know where the fundamentals of gaming came from. A real gamer knows that the fundamentals of gaming is gameplay and fun factor before anything else. Music, story, and graphics, it's all a bonus. It's all what they find in the magic of the game as they go along. Because if that was the case, games like Tetris, Pong, Pac-Man, or Donkey Kong would have never been the big behemoths that they were. But only a real gamer would know this and understand this type of talk. A real gamer plays games not only in their preferred platform, though they'll play games in other consoles because either they can't get that game from a set developer on their preferred platform, or because they want to make sure that they can see for themselves if what they're hearing around, if, oh, this game is great, is really the truth, or if it's a fallacy, if it's being over exaggerated, if it's being taken out of content just because it's the popular thing, which in most cases we find out that it is. You know, a real gamer does not care if a person tells them, oh, you're not a real gamer because you're not playing on the PlayStation 4, for example, because the PlayStation 4 is the most popular console this generation. A real gamer doesn't care about that. A real gamer plays the games where he feels he's being treated the best and respected by that said company and brand. Okay? A real gamer knows how to call out BS when they see other companies do things that shouldn't be done, and that they were done just to take away from other gamers, not because it was beneficial to the gamer. It was only beneficial to said company, like Final Fantasy being exclusive for a year on PS4, right? A Final Fantasy on PS4, first of all, Final Fantasy started on NES. Secondly, Final Fantasy VII is not the property of Sony. It's Square Enix's property. So whether people played it first on PlayStation or not, it doesn't really matter. The point is that it's no longer under the stranglehold of a partnership that they had before, where they had to honor that partnership and keep the game only on a PlayStation platform for so long. Now it is considered a multi-plat. So as a multi-plat, it belongs everywhere, not a year later, but day one, day and date. And that is what makes other gamers that are real gamers and know that this is, bullshit behavior or unacceptable behavior, because it's not for the gamers, it's for the company's benefit and for their perception, trying to fool the casuals and the neutrals, right? With their ideologies. Like, oh, exclusive games are the only thing that matter. No, they're not. Exclusive games matter because it's what gives their console the identity. But exclusive games are not the most important games in general. What's the most important is the multiplats, because it's what connects and touch everyone. The casual, the real gamer, and the neutral. Okay? And the newcomers. Right? So, a real gamer, for example, I'm going to give you guys an example right here. Right? Just, and come along with me, because I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to kind of give you guys my thoughts. So I'm going to move a couple of things around here real quick. I'm going to give you an example. Okay? I'm going to show you examples of what a real gamer is. Me as a real gamer, right? Because that's what I consider myself. And a real gamer. For example, I can tell you why I bought every Wii U game I bought. It wasn't because it was the cool games to own. It wasn't because everybody else was playing them. It wasn't because, I have to prove to people within the community that I play everything, because if not, I'm not going to be accepted or respected. No. Real gamer plays games because they know what they're playing and why they're playing it. And a real gamer doesn't necessarily have to have every console. They could choose to just have one. Okay? Now, This game here is Mad World, right? There's two reasons why I bought Mad World. One, because it was from the renowned studios that was coming up and growing from the Nintendo era, Clover Studios, that did games like Okami and Beautiful Joe, and now they're known as Platinum Games. And they did this really uniquely styled beat 'em up called Mad World with Sega. So I enjoyed not only Sega, because Sega was my preferred developer of all time, and I'm talking about the real Sega from back in the day, not the new Sega, and because I was keeping an eye on the new brand new developer, Clover Studios, under the wing of Capcom, growing when they came out with Nintendo, and I saw the talent. So everything they did, I enjoyed. I didn't just become a Platinum Game fan. Something like this, Tosonoku versus Capcom. I grew up with Gotcha Man, or Battle of the Planets. This is the creator. This is Tosonoku, right? He's the guy who created all these animations from back in the day. And he did the collaboration, obviously, with Capcom. So they put Capcom characters. And this is the reason why I bought this game. Because I enjoyed Tosonoku's creations. And it was the first time put in a video game. And unfortunately, Capcom kept this game exclusive to the Wii. I don't even think Nintendo paid for this game. I just think they left it there as an exclusive, and that was it, which should have never been the case. I bought this game, The Conduit, because it was the first-person shooter that was really taking a lot of strides from Halo, which I enjoyed, and putting the Sega taste on it, right? And the Sega flavor. And as you can see, Sega was my favorite developer, and that's why I picked that up. Same thing like the sequel. The first game was really, really good and underrated for me. In my opinion, for the Wii, one of the best Wii games you can play. And I bought the sequel, which was also very good. That's why I picked up those games. You understand? Now, have you seen? I got Alien Syndrome, same thing. Another Sega game that was an arcade hit that I used to enjoy. They did a remastered or a reimagination, so I picked it up. The game wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but that's why I picked that up. Another Sega game, Gunblades New York and LA Machine Guns. Two arcade games that were shoot 'em ups from Sega that came in a collection for the Wii that I never got to play, and they never came out anywhere else. Meaning, Sega didn't put it on the Xbox OG, they didn't put it on PlayStation 3, they didn't put it on Dreamcast, they didn't put it on PS2. It only came out for the Wii. Knights, a reimagination, kind of a remaster of the Knights game on Saturn, which I loved. It's also a Sega property, so I wanted to try it out. Again, only available on the Wii. That's why I bought it. Klonoa, it was one of the most unique 3D platformers with 2D at the time. That was a lot of fun, very colorful, very arcadey style. This was from Namco Bandai, and it was also a game that I enjoyed playing on the DS, which was exclusive for a long while. It was also, I believe, on PlayStation, but I bought the better version that was available on the Wii. Deadly Creatures I bought because it was a brand new game from THQ that was very unique, where you played as a spider. And this game right here, I heard a lot of good things about it, and I wanted to see for myself if it was all hype or if it was, true, because I never played it, and the idea of playing as a spider sounded really kind of lame. But until I didn't play it myself, I wouldn't get my own impersonation of it. And it was also exclusive to the Wii, and I couldn't get it anywhere else. So that is why I bought the game. Same thing like Ryguard. I got this version because I enjoyed the 3D reimagining on the PS2. This was supposed to be a better version of it, but they changed the character and made him look more Japanese anime. So I really own both. I own this and the PlayStation 2 version. But this was a game that Tecmo only put on the Wii and the PS2. They never brought it out at all for the Xbox. Obscure Survival Horror, another exclusive that I think was on the Xbox OG, if I'm not mistaken, or on the but never came out to the States, or I never found it, so I picked it up on the Wii, and I played it there. Data East Collections, same thing. Another collection that was only exclusive to the Wii, with all the Data East classic arcade games like Burger Time, Bad Dudes, Caveman Ninjas, to give you an example. Another reason why I bought those games. Same thing like Murimasa. Now, Murimasa was exclusive until now when they brought a PS4 version because they did the game Odin Sphere, which I completely enjoyed, which is like water paint. That was on PS2 only. But this was their new game and it was exclusive to the Wii. I don't know why they didn't make another version to the Xbox, but I know it wasn't exclusive to the Xbox, to PlayStation once I saw it on the Wii, from the Wii to the PS4. So, that's just kind of shows you kind of the bias that some of these companies do. This is from Ignition, and I don't know who really developed it or published it, but I think for the Wii, it was published by Nintendo. I don't know who published it for the PS4. Okay, but that was a game I bought because, again, I couldn't buy it anywhere else, and plus they only put it on the PlayStation Nintendo platform, being a Japanese-centric platform or a console. They never put it on Xbox, which would have done well. Sonic Colors, a Wii exclusive. When they did a 4-game deal, they could only get the Sonic games on the Nintendo console. It was a 4-game deal, and this was one of the best Sonic games they made from those 4 games. Sonic Colors was exclusive from Sega. Jumbo Safari, another Sega arcade game. You see the pattern here? Silent Hill Shattered Memories from Konami. Couldn't play it because it was exclusive to the Wii. This was an exclusive game on Wii. That is why I bought it, and that's why I played it. The Monkey King. This was a 2D side-scroller that was from back in the day that was on Nintendo. This is a reimagining with better graphics of the game. It was bought by UFO. I don't know why they didn't bring it anywhere else. I don't know if Nintendo had any licensing properties, kind of like Shadow of the Beast, or licensing ownership, but that's why I picked it up. You understand? And, etc., etc. That is, give you an idea. Epic Mickey, first Disney game. They brought it out with the gimmick that you could use with the 2, motion controllers, using at your joint, only exclusive on the Nintendo Wii. Hasn't been brought out anywhere else, even though they brought out the sequel to the 360. Batman, the video game, Brave and the Bold, beat 'em up, art style looking like Cuphead. Awesome 2D beat 'em up, exclusive only to the Wii, and they had a DS version. Again, I don't know why Warner Brothers left it exclusive there. I don't think Nintendo paid for the development, but it's there. Sin and Punishment, a perfect example. One of my favorite Wii games. This is part 2, because the first one was done by the also very renowned developer Treasure from back in the day that did Sin and Punishment 1. They used to do games like Dynamite Heading. They used to do fantastic games until now that they just stopped doing Lego games. So I enjoyed the first one. It was exclusive to the Nintendo 64, and I bought the sequel, which is called Star Successor, and I really enjoyed it. And it is, and I wanted to see what the new developers that did it, could conjure up, and they did a good job. And then something like Centipede Infestation. This is something that I played because it was a reimagination of the old school game Centipede. Okay, so again, when a real gamer plays a console that is not his platform or console of preference, most of the time, 95% of the time, is because that console has games from his preferred developer or from games of other companies that were games that from where they grew up, that came out in the arcades, or that were available on other consoles back in the day, like Atari or like Odyssey or ColecoVision, that they did new versions, or that they just simply did not bring to another console because of biased behaviors within the industry and within a lot of developers. It's not because, like I said, I'm going to play that so people think I'm a real gamer. I'm going to play that so people think that I play everything. Because that's not what a real gamer is worried about. That's not what it is. It's not what they care about. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I play games on PlayStation. A lot of the PlayStation games I play are most of the time very overrated, and they're very hype. And when I play them to do my own investigation, to see for myself, to see if the hype is real or if it's just being taken out of proportion. And 95% of the time, they are. And they're, don't have their own originality, or they came from other people's ideas that were there first, that were executed better, but didn't get the hype behind it. Like a game like Enslave, that was the original actual idea behind something like Horizon Zero Dawn. It was way better and way better executed, but didn't get the respect and hype that it deserved the way that something like Horizon did by Guerrilla Games, even though Ninja Theory did it way before them and executed in a lot better form. Because, you know, this is what the industry has become. This is the sad state of the industry, where people are playing games and they don't really care and respect the foundation of gaming and the fundamentals. They think because they play games that they're real gamers. No, you're a gamer, but there are levels to gamers and levels to gaming. And this is something that we have to understand. And this is why, when people that wanted to know ask me, well, why you play on the other consoles if you always say you like Xbox? Because I feel Xbox was the best transition from Sega to another console, meaning that they offered them the best games and had the same feel and evolution and style that Sega was giving us in the generations before that, when they were in competition with companies like Nintendo and Sony. And so therefore that's where I like Xbox and the Microsoft brand, a lot more. And this is why it always comes up in our conversation when people tell me, "Oh, what's the difference about a real gamer and a root gamer? We're all gamers." No, we are gamers, but there are levels to this stuff. And you'll never see me play a game on another console just because I want to prove to the community or to people around that see me, "Oh, look, he's playing games. I got to play this game because I'm worried about if they're going to think that I'm fake or that I'm not real because I don't play Spider-Man on PS4, or I didn't play Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo, which I don't even own." Okay? I play games because I follow the historical value of the IPs or the developers, or just simply because I want to see what they did new with certain IPs, or because I can't get them, unfortunately, on my preferred platform because developers are just biased and don't put them there, or the behavior because the perception is, the leading platform is the one that needs to get all the stuff and no one else can, which I think that's a fallacy and a dumb move on a lot of developers, to be quite honest. Now, if you paid for it, like in the case of, Street Fighter V as an example, and the case of Dead Rising, where Microsoft paid for the development, they paid for the publishing, they paid for the complete creation and technology they use with the cloud for the game to be exclusive, then that's different. Very different. But if they don't pay for something and they just put it there because it's the popular console, oh yeah, just put it there because that's what people are going to buy it, I think that's really, really uneducated and really dumb mindset and process from the gamers, the developers, and these gaming companies, the way they do certain things. So yeah, that's my take on the difference between a casual gamer, a neutral, like I said, and a real gamer. I'm pretty sure if I break it down and get more in depth, I can give you a lot more reasonings on all three. But don't want to make the video too long. I'm glad that you guys stopped by. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you understand where I'm coming from and why I'm saying what I'm saying. But Playing video games is not just playing the games. It's living the life, the culture, embracing it, buying figures that are related with characters you like, clothing, keychains, anything that's related with the culture, movies. That's what being a real gamer is all about, and what differentiates us from a casual and obviously a neutral. We don't care what the outsiders and anybody else from looking from the outside in thinks. We do things us based on the love we have, not only for the gaming industry, but for the culture. And you can't emulate that or imitate it, no matter what you do. No matter if you play on all the consoles. Doesn't make you a real gamer. And that's the difference. So guys, I'm glad you stopped by. I hope I can do another video soon and you guys can see me. And do a couple playthroughs, do a couple of reviews for my figs. I hope you'll see more of me. Just been really busy as well because the family's all home. So, you got to spend time with the family. You got, especially in these trying times. I hope my videos can at least alleviate you guys and give you a sense of escape and freedom for the little bit of amount of time that, they are. Or that, I speak and do them. Thank you guys for stopping by. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about my words and what I've said, my explanations, my rationale, my comparisons. And like always, share it with someone you think might like it. And again, I appreciate it if you stop by. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. If you subscribe for the very first time, thank you very much, because I know you didn't have to. But remember, if you did, I consider you part of my family now. And if you guys ever want to help me out after this, horrible situation gets fixed in any way, shape, or form, and you have the means to, there's a way you can, if you want me to continue to grow the channel and put a better content, through my PayPal and through my Instagram. My Patreon. And I will be doing a Facebook page. I got to open it up, but you can follow me there as Hebot. But you could also follow me on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram. Instagram is C_respect. And on Twitter is Hebot, capital H, capital B, lowercase EOT, and a hyphen in between, and Powerful Gamer. Okay, guys. Until the next one. See you then. Love you very much. Peace.